Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm bringing that back. Welcome to Beyond the Shoe. I'm Mike Hiru. This is 205 Live, the flagship show of Beyond the Shoe. It has slowly but surely become our favorite show. Better than SmackDown, better than Raw. 205 is up here. This is Back to School, where we grade the segments A's, B's, C's, and D's. We never give 205 F's, so let's forget about that one. Once again, I'm Mike Hiru, and this is Beyond the Shoe. .205 opens up with Drake Maverick. In my opinion, the best commissioner of all brands. It's Drake Maverick, Paige, William Regal, Kurt Angle. Let's put Kurt Angle like way down here. But it opens up with Drake Maverick. He talks about the matches of the show like he does every single week. And the first match of the show is Kalisto, accompanied by Lucha House Party with their awesome new t-shirts, versus Tony Nese, of course, accompanied by Buddy Murphy. Once we saw Buddy Murphy in the match, in the show, I was happy. I'm like, okay, cool. This is going to be a great show. Buddy Murphy's there. He's the best person on 205, in my opinion. Future Cruiserweight champion. So he accompanies Tony Nese to the ring. And Tony Nese and Kalisto had a pretty decent match. It wasn't bad. I am going to give it a B because I feel like Tony Nese is still missing something. He's a phenomenal wrestler. He has 8-pack abs. He has the look. He has the wrestling. It's just something's missing. And Kalisto, on his part, I feel like he's having so much fun. He's doing his floss dancing. He's having the time of his life. There's no more botches. We don't see Botchamania Kalisto anymore. We actually see House Party, Lucha House Party wrestling Kalisto. Once again, I do give it a B. It was back and forth. Kalisto showed his movesets. Tony Nese showed his movesets. But we knew that the House Party and Buddy Murphy were going to get involved somehow. They started doing their little lucha with their little annoying thingy-majiggers, whatever you want to call them. And Buddy Murphy's getting pissed off, he's getting annoyed, just looks at him like, shut up, shut up, shut up. Of course, Buddy Murphy interferes, the ref disqualification, and they just start brawling back and forth, back and forth. In my opinion, I feel like keeping Buddy Murphy on the card, regardless of who he fights, if it's mid-card, if it's for the Cruiserweight Championship, he belongs in every single show, and he has been in every single show. I am gonna give this, once again, like I said, a B. Great way to start it off. Let's continue with a great show. We go backstage with Noam Dar. He looks freaking phenomenal. He looks like he's in great shape. He has his jawline, he has his six-pack. He looks great. I'm excited to see him back and what he could bring to this 205 brand now that it's reinvented itself. He's talking to Drake Maverick, and Drake Maverick's telling him, you know what, it's not the same as it used to be. You know, I run the show, everybody here has got to give their 110%, so on and so forth, and TJP walks in and they kind of start bickering back and forth. TJP's complaining, saying it was out of nowhere, it was a surprise. So Drake Maverick sets up a match next week versus Noam Dar versus TJP. I'm excited to see that match. I hope it's the main event for next week. So we go back to the action. It's Lio Rush versus, of course, a jobber. We're not going to give him an actual superstar yet because he's kind of developing a feud with Akira Tozawa. So Lio Rush comes out, his own cocky self, 23. He has 23 in the chain. And they're about to wrestle, and all of a sudden Akira Tozawa's music hits. And he kind of does the same thing that Lio Rush did last week. He sits in the ring and just they're kind of bickering back and forth, mocking each other. Lio Rush is probably the quickest wrestler I have ever seen in my entire life. He went from like 5 different movesets in a matter of like 3-4 seconds. It was crazy. It left Tony in shock. Tony was like, what the heck? Even the camera couldn't catch it. So he of course beats the jobber down with 4 or 5 moves, the quickest 4 or 5 moves, beats him down 1, 2, 3. But it's after the match that kind of did the justice. Akira Tozawa starts playing with Lio Rush on the mic exactly the same way he did last week. He gets in the ring, drops the mic, tries to give it to him. Lio Rush says, all right, cool, let's fight right now. They're about to go at it, and Drake Maverick comes out. He's like, next week it's going to be Akira Tozawa versus Lio Rush. Another great match for next week. I'm excited to see that. I'm just excited to see 205 next week. It's so far great show. I am going to give that match and that segment a B+. Lio Rush has so much potential, and I feel like him facing Akira Tozawa will elevate both of them to a great match. Great way to continue on with 205. Phenomenal show so far. Next up, we have the anticipated Cruiserweight Championship match, the main event, Cedric Alexander versus Hideo Itami. This is going to be a completely different main event than what we're used to. We're used to Buddy Murphy, Alexander, Mustafa Ali, Buddy Murphy. Hideo Itami brings something different. He's not that high-flying, doing triple cross flips off the top rope to everywhere. No, Hideo Itami is a hardcore kickboxing champion. He is strong style. He is Nakamura, New Japan, strong style fighting. Cedric Alexander had his work cut out for him. The match, I'm going to start off by giving that match a B+. It wasn't quite an A. It wasn't that expectation, that level that we see in the past, but it was still a very well wrestled match. Hideo Itami has the hardest hits I have seen in a long time. Compared to Shinsuke, the way he kicks, Hideo's are a bit stronger and a bit harder. He made it sound, man, me and Tony just kept looking like, whoa, what the heck? Just boom, 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 over and over again. Alexander hasn't faced someone this strong in a while. Buddy Murphy brought it to him. He gave him an A+ caliber match. But Hideo Itami was literally beating down Alexander. We kind of knew from the beginning that Alexander wasn't going to lose. It wasn't enough build-up or Hideo Itami's storyline for him to win and be the champion. It was kind of seeing how was he going to come back. What was he going to do? He was coming back and Hideo would stop him. He would come back, Hideo would stop him. It just kept going over and over. And I feel like this match was a coming out party for Hideo. He hasn't really been in the spotlight ever since NXT. And this helped him. And I hope in the future he does continue being these type of matches. Of course, Alexander reverses his hard style, strong style. Lumberjack check, 1, 2, 3. Still champion, Cedric Alexander. To see who's going to face next, I feel like it's going to be Buddy Murphy or Mustafa Ali. In my opinion, I prefer Mustafa Ali. I feel like they need to continue their very low expected match on WrestleMania and just make it into an A++ match. That's maybe for the future. This match, like I said, I do give a B+. Phenomenal show. 205 brought it. Like every single week they've been bringing it. Overall, I do give the show, like I said, a B+. I'm not gonna give it a full A, I'm gonna give it a B+. Every single week they have me anticipating the end of SmackDown just to watch 205, just to watch Buddy Murphy, Cedric Alexander, Mustafa Ali, Noam Dar, TJP, Leo Rush, the list goes on and on. We never expected us to be this great on 205, but look at us, our flagship show. But once again, those are my grades, those are my opinions. Click it down above, give your grades, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Whatever you want to give, once you do that, don't forget, comment, subscribe, like down below. And follow me on Twitter, Mike Hiru BTS. I'll see you guys for SmackDown.